Erev Tov, everybody. Just a few small words of Torah, Lichvot Hanukah, as we celebrate tonight, Yom Rishon. The Gemara in Masechet Shabbat speaks about, that's where you find the discussion about Hanukah and all of the laws pertaining to Hanukah. The Gemara famously asks, "My Hanukah?" What is Hanukah? The Gemara goes on to explain what took place and the miracle with the oil. And many of the Chachamim, they discuss the terminology that the Gemara uses. That at the end of when the story was finished, Leshana acheret kevaum va'asaum yamim tovim behalel ve'oda'ah. And that seems to imply the next year. That's when they established it as a holiday, behalel u'voda'ah, to sing Hallel and also to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So a lot of people ask, why do you have to wait a year? Why not just establish it right away? Do you see the mirror? Like, just establish the holiday. It's a great miracle. There's a lot of answers to the question. One of the more common answers is because that year they were still dealing with mourning. Yeah, the fact that they won the war was great, but to every war there's casualties. There's a lot of death. There were a lot of soldiers and innocent civilians that died like any other war. So therefore, to establish a holiday on that year would be inappropriate. Let's face it, it wouldn't be right. But L'Shana Hayret, the next year, looking back, that's we can establish it as a holiday. However, the Ben Ish Chai has something else. He says, for sure, there's no question that they were actually celebrating every single day, that they realized that the candle was still going. The miracle is in front of your eyes. Vadai, there's a celebration. However, he wants to say the following. He says that the Chachamim were able to see that in the following year, they were able to see that in Shamayim it was established as a holiday, because the miracle Kiviyachol was taking place again in the Beit Hamikdash. Meaning they were able, the Chachamim of the generation were able to notice that Shamayim established this as a holiday lemala. And he wants to say that's the reason on Purim, when we say Vayamim ha'ele niskarim v'na'asim. Why is the double expression niskarim v'na'asim? Meaning upstairs in Shamayim it was niskar, the holiday of Purim was remembered, and therefore down below we're able to perform it. So the following year after the story of Hanukah, the same thing happened, which allowed the Jews here on earth to continue the He'arot, everything was reignited, was relit again next year with the same emphasis and the same Kedusha that happened in the first year. And that's something that they saw. And hence, the Ben Ish Chai wants to explain, Ben Yoyada, he writes, he goes, that's the meaning why it says, my Hanukah. Because everybody interprets the word Hanukah to mean an inauguration. Okay? Hanukah HaMizbeach. We're going to read in the parasha tomorrow, the next few days. Hanukah HaMizbeach is an inauguration or a dedication. But the word inauguration is really Chanoch. Chanoch, that's the word. It should be in male. It's male. So it should have said my Chanoch, or the holiday should be called Chanoch. But no, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a point to that. So the Gemara is asking, my Chanukah, why is it Chanukah with a hey? Because when you add a hey, you change the noun from, or the noun or the verb, from male to female. And the female, anything that's female, has the ability to reproduce. Meaning the miracle of Chanukah and the effects of Chanukah is reproducing every single year. Because had it not, then it would have been a one-time thing, Shalom Al Yisrael, and it would have been like all the other wonderful miracles that the Jewish people had in our history that are not celebrated yearly. But Chanukah, there's a constant reenactment of the miracle happening in Shamayim every year, and hence that's able to come down and affect us here, so that we can take that kedusha and then actualize it into practice by lighting the Chanukiah. And that's the deeper meaning of why it asks my Chanukah. Why is it Chanukah? Why it should be Chanoch. That should be the word. But no, Chanukah in female because we know that after the miracle took place, L'Shana Acheret, they saw that Kedusha again, and it repeats and recycles every single year. It's a beautiful Chidush from the Ben Ish Chai, and with that we'll conclude, and then I'd like to Chanukah.